warm welcome to Miller Park here in Milwaukee. A sellout crowd enjoying some tailgating on a fine Saturday night. Hank the dog on hand here tonight as well. A big bobblehead giveaway for him. It's the Reds and the Brewers when we play baseball in just a few minutes here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Lyle Overbay, Friday night's hero. A big RBI single in the ninth inning for the veteran, and Milwaukee wins game one, trying for a fourth straight win overall here tonight. I'm Craig Kashan alongside Jerry Augustine. Our coverage of Brewers baseball continues. Thanks for sticking around. First pitch in just a little bit coming up here, but got to look at that ninth inning. This Brewers little mini winning streak continues thanks to a rally in the ninth inning last night with the score tied 2-2.
Yeah, it was a big inning for the Brewers, and just what the Brewers needed. Led off by Jonathan LaCroix. Hits the big double. To start off the inning, you get Ramos Ramirez hitting behind Jonathan LaCroix, advancing him to third base. That was a big part of that inning because it's what it did from there. It set up the potential walks to both Ryan Braun and Gerardo Parra, only to have Lyle Overbay come to the plate and come up with the big game-winning base hit.
Well, they had Parra walk, and then everyone in the stadium puts up the big O's, and it only took one pitch off Diaz, and he sends it the other way. And Milwaukee's sixth walk-off victory of the season, and this is what this team needs right now down the stretch.
Boy, you talk during the season, walk-offs are so much fun to watch, but when you get to September and in a pennant race, you have them, they're a lot more exciting.
You know, during the period of time where the Brewers had lost 16 of 19, it seemed like everybody, including members of the team, the manager Ron Renicky, saying we need the vets to step up. Let's bring in our young little veteran in Sophia Minard, if you will. And Sophia, the veterans now during this three-game winning streak are stepping up. Overbay certainly shining in last night's game.
Oh, absolutely. And as the veterans go, so will this team. It's no accident that the big boost in production from the veterans has helped this three-game winning streak. Ryan Braun, Jonathan Lucroy, Aramis Ramirez, last night's hero Lyle Overbay have had 13 RBIs on this homestand. And Overbay spoke with me before today's game about how these veterans need to step up and how their contributions, doing all the fundamentals and executing in those situations, are going to help this team in these final 14 games.
Just because they've been around the game, they know they've been in a playoff race. I mean, these guys have they understand the importance on the little things, and the two-out hits that we've got. Lead-off double by Braun that to kind of put us in a situation, and then obviously Lucroy getting the double in the. But I mean, battling. I mean, you saw Loesch battling for 6-7 innings to giving it all he got, and I mean, he didn't have everything, but he battled, and it just shows you those kind of things go a long way.
Well, this team had been grinding away for 20 games, so now on that three-game winning streak. Ron Renicky said it's been different guys throughout the season. Earlier, it was Chris Davis, Scooter Gennett, the young guys that were getting it done. He said, but we need our veterans to step up at this time of the season and also help these young guys who don't have the experience getting through this postseason push. And he said, we feel like we're due for a breakout game if we can get both facets going here.
All right. Time is of the essence. Now would be a good time. Milwaukee's still a game and a half back in that wild card chase, but these are the guys, the veterans, that know how to relight fires this time of year.
Yes, there's no question about it. You need those guys to come through. They set the stage for everybody else. Everybody, all the young players look to see how these people are going to react, how these veterans are going to go out and approach it. And when you talk about the veterans that the Brewers have, they've done a nice job of going out there each and every day and showing consistency. Little things are getting better each and every day. This team is playing better baseball over the last week.
Our coverage of Game 2 between the Brewers and Reds continues. Closing the door on 3 straight wins has been much easier thanks to a new addition in that bullpen. Sophia comes back with more on that subject line when we continue.
on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. By Miller Lite, now in the original can. It's Miller time. By Toyota, let's go places. And by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Brewers fans are packing into Miller Park for Game 2 of this series between the Brewers and the Reds. It is Hank Bobblehead Day, and the Brewers' all-time strikeouts leader, Yovani Gallardo, is looking for a bounce-back outing. He's looking to go deep into this game to set up the newly acquired setup man from the Reds, Jonathan Broxton. Now, Broxton has made 4 straight appearances for the Brewers, and all 6 of his appearances have been scoreless. Ron Renneke spoke before today's game about how Broxton's addition has helped solidify the roles for the rest of the arms in the bullpen and how that has contributed to their success here lately.
Well, instead of those the left-handers, and even though I like them against all hitters, it allows them to be matched up better. JJ's come up and done a nice job for us. So with JJ and Broxton, kind of that later part, we saw Kinsler get a big out last night. So I think if they can continue to do that, then I can mix and match guys better, kind of like I was doing early in the season.
That bullpen has been terrific here lately over the last 3 wins. And, of course, Broxton and Frankie Rodriguez have provided that great 1-2 punch in the 8th and 9th. Frankie Rodriguez got the win last night and now has 41 saves on the season, Craig.
Yeah, the bullpen has to factor in for this team to be successful. It not only has to close, but when you get starters going 6 innings into the 7th not completing, now you're starting to get situational matchups like we saw last night in the 7th inning when Loesch got the 2 outs. There's still runners on base. Kinsler comes in and comes through with a big strikeout, and then that set the stage for Broxton and K-Rod to do their things in the 8th and 9th innings respectively. But let's go back to last night, because that's classic bullpen right there, Augie.
Oh, there's no question about it. It all started in the 7th inning with runner in scoring position. You have Brandon Kinsler coming in and throwing that good heavy sinker that we have noticed that he did all of last year with 72 appearances. Broxton comes in the 8th and throws a scoreless innings, and K-Rod comes in and makes it interesting in the 9th inning, but able to get out of that inning by returning the last hitter on a little fly ball. So it's all about going out there, getting ahead of hitters, and that's what you have to do out of the bullpen. And the one thing for the Brewers, when you have guys like Jonathan Broxton and K-Rod out there, that veteran leadership really plays an important role for the other guys in the bullpen.
You know, Augie, it's important to have a guy take the 8th inning, important to have your closer in place. Right now it's Broxton in the 8th, K-Rod in the 9th. But this is how loaded Milwaukee has become now for just the 7th inning alone. Kinsler, Smith, Duke, all for situational matchups. That is huge to have those 5 guys available in the last 3 innings of a ball game.
Well, you know, and Ron Renneke just said it. He said, you know what? It gives him more options. And it doesn't make any difference who it is. You've got options. You can work with matchups. When you get to the last part of the season, especially in September, when you know everybody very well, matchups are very important. The Brewers bullpen has that now. They've got strong bullpen. They got it both from the left and right side. And when you got Broxton and K-Rod finishing out, you're awful strong.
And this has taken a load off Smith to be more situational than full inning. And also Kinsler's come on strong as well. Our farmland, what's cooking? The bullpen, the last 3 games, how instrumental have they been? Well, they're not giving up anything, folks, and they're striking out their batters during their work. Obviously, that's huge.
It is huge. And, you know, your starters are going to go somewhere between 6 to 6 and a third inning. So you're going to need those starters every night. Now with the makeup they have in that bullpen, you have good balance. And when people go out and they talk about consistency, they talk about good balance in the bullpen.
All right, they've pushed the starting time to tonight's game back just an extra few minutes to get the crowd in. Time for this year's opening day starter to find some momentum. Matt and Rock have that, plus first pitch all on the way for Game 2.
Game 2 of this three-game weekend series, the Brewers and the Cincinnati Reds. Yovani Gallardo trying to get back on track and extend this Brew Crew winning streak to 4 in a row. Good evening from Miller Park. Alongside Bill Schroeder, I'm Matt LePay, sitting in a couple of more times for BA. He'll be back to take you the rest of the way at the road trip next week. Sophia Minert, our reporter, here tonight. Well, Rock, we've seen it last night. Kyle Loesch was able to grind through it, got some help from his bullpen, and then obviously Lyle Overbay with the walk-off to beat Cincinnati. Now it's Yovani Gallardo's turn. I know it's been a roller coaster ride, but they need him at his best starting tonight.
No, and he was at his best in the month of August. I mean, Yovani had an outstanding earned run average, really didn't have the wins to show for it, but his 2 starts in September have not been very good. He's allowed 10 earned runs in his last 2 starts, has not been able to eat up too many innings in there. You talk about that earned run average, a little bit over 10 right now, but Yovani has struggled here at Miller Park this year, oddly enough, because throughout his career he's been very good. 2-6 at home, 6-3 on the road. Got roughed up his last time out right here at Miller Park, but still in all, Yovani needs to start getting command. Had a tough time a couple of starts ago in the first inning, a little bit shaky in the first inning last time out, making start number 24 career against the Cincinnati Reds. He's thrown well this year, making his 4th start against Cincinnati. You can see what he's done right here. Last 5 starts at Miller Park against Cincinnati. The numbers speak for themselves.
It's Yovani Gallardo for the Brewers. David Holmberg getting his 3rd start of the year for Cincinnati. It's been a while since we've talked about a Brewers win streak, 3 in a row. Let's see if we can say 4 here tonight. Brewers and Reds, game 2 of the series coming up on Fox Sports Wisconsin.
Inside, big crowd outside today. A big sellout crowd is expected, and the new security measures implemented by Major League Baseball at all the gates here at Miller Park starting tonight. Very much like airport security coming through. They just want to make sure everybody's safe. Today it's a test run through that. When you come to the ballparks next year in 2015, expect to go through those security checks now for every home game at every ballpark. Plus, when you get inside today, it's Hank the bobblehead giveaway. Hank's on hand. He was down at the dugout. Rumors is he's throwing out the first pitch, but I'm not sure that's possible how he's going to do that? Maybe retrieve the ball? Any ideas?
I think probably retrieve the ball would be a better way to put it.
Okay. I don't know if he's a retriever, but he likes to play with the baseball, that's for sure. We're getting closer to first pitch. We're going at 6:25 local time here from Miller Park, and the guys talked about Giovanni Gallardo making a big start for Milwaukee tonight. For the Cincinnati Reds, it's going to be David Holmberg. Left-hander, only his third start of the year. His previous two, though, he got hit hard, often, and early. And so the Brewers hoping to make it 3 straight that way and get a win.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. When you look at it, Holmberg, he is the number 10 prospect in the Cincinnati organization. And one of his strengths so far has been his command. And the one thing he's been struggling with in his first start is getting ahead of hitters. He's a fastball, slider, changeup. He has that good changeup. He'll throw a lot of off-speed stuff, and it's all about getting ahead of hitters with Holmberg. What you have to do against him, got to think up the middle, going the other way. Fastball, slider, changeup pitchers, especially with that good changeup, it's all about up the middle. Make him get ahead. If he can't get ahead, he's got to bring the ball up, and that gives you a good opportunity to put some runs on the board.
The home run ball still hasn't existed in high power for this Brewer team during this homestand, but during this 3-game winning streak, what do you think about their approach and some key timely hitting that they really didn't have in that 19-game stretch?
Well, what I like about it is they're becoming good situational hitters. You know, the home run ball is a home run ball. Everybody's going to hit a home run at the same time, and it's a big part of Milwaukee Brewer offense. But when you can go up there and be situational, hit the ball in the situations you have to do, that really plays a big role. That's one thing this Brewer ball club has done the last several games. Going up and doing the little things, and as you do more little things, they turn into big things, and that's hitting the ball situationally.
All right, Rock's got his coat off. The tie's loosened up. He's ready to go with Matt. Matt doesn't have a Badger game to do, so he's here with us here tonight. And there's the big bobblehead giveaway. Very special night here. Let's see if the Brewers can get 4 in a row.
Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Roof is closed tonight. Game 2 of this 3-game weekend series. It is a playoff type atmosphere, and why wouldn't it be? Milwaukee Brewers in the thick of the fight, having won 3 straight games, trying to make it 2 in a row in this series. I'm Matt LePay sitting in for Brian Anderson. BA will be back for the road trip next week, and he'll take you home along with Bill Schroeder and Sophia Minert, our reporter here tonight. Brian Price and the Cincinnati Reds here in town. Been a rough year for the Reds, but it really got rough after the All-Star break. Here's the batting order for Brian Price's squad, presented by Associated Bank. Billy Hamilton, Brian Pena, and Todd Frazier at the top. Devin Mesoraco behind the plate. Brandon Phillips followed by Jay Bruce. Bottom of the lineup made up of Ryan Ludwig, Zach Cozart, and David Holmberg. And on the mound for the Brewers, trying to get things back in order, is Giovanni Gallardo.
Yeah, trying to follow up Kyle Loesch, who was pretty good in last night's ball game. Giovanni's lost his last 3 decisions, and each one of those losses has not been able to go further than the 5th inning. He got roughed up his last time out against the Marlins here at Miller Park. 5 earned runs in 3 2/3 innings for Yo, making start number 24 career against the Reds. A 7-7 record with a 4.17 earned run average, but he has been very good against the Reds. 5-0 in his last handful of starts here at Miller Park. Let's check out the Brewers Menards defense as posted by Ron Renicky. Chris Davis back in the starting lineup. You have the left-hander out on the mound for Cincinnati. You got Gomez, Braun in the outfield. Ramirez, Hector Gomez gets a start at shortstop. So Gomez in place of Segura at second. Ricky Weeks, Jonathan Lucroy at first, and Maldonado behind home plate.
And your umpires tonight calling balls and strikes is the Crew's chief, Dale Scott. And Walcott at first. C.B. Buckner over at second base tonight. Dan Iasonia working at third. As we are set to go, if you're just tuning in and thought you were late, you're not. We've moved the first pitch up to 6:25. Sellout crowd tonight. Extra security, as we will see throughout Major League Baseball beginning next year. Hank the Dog bobblehead night. That's why we're starting a little bit late, that combination, and we are underway here in Milwaukee as Gallardo opening up against Billy Hamilton. Hamilton, one of those guys, I know Rock, you and BA talked about it last night. The more you can keep him off the bags, the better. He did reach once last night and was thrown out trying to steal, but if he's on first, he can get to second in a big hurry.
Yeah, and that number 2 hitter is going to get a lot of fastballs. Maldonado with a terrific throw in last night's ball game to gun him down at second base. But he certainly is a difference maker, both at the plate and in center field.
Hitting .259 is this very strong Rookie of the Year candidate. I'd like to see that average, that on-base percentage higher to be sure, but very promising year for him and a very promising start for Giovanni Gallardo as he gets Hamilton looking to start the game.
And it's good to see that he's able to get that curveball over for strikes. That's a pitch that he has struggled with in his last couple of starts. He got ahead of Hamilton and then able to drop the curveball, although it was up in the strike zone. Actually able to catch the edge and get the called strike. Need to have that curveball tonight. It's been a pitch that he has had a tough time with in his last 3 starts.
Brian Pena stepping in for Cincinnati, and Gallardo starts him with a strike. This is a Reds team that hit the All-Star break at a season high 7 games above 500 at 51-44. And then they came out of the All-Star break and lost 7 straight. And it's been a tough climb since, as Pena drops one foul down the left field line.
That guy's just not getting the job done. And you got Joey Votto on the disabled list. He's done for the season. He's missed a lot of games this year. Brandon Phillips been on a DL. Jay Bruce offense down. And their pitching staff has experienced a number of injuries this year.
Thus, we'll see David Holmberg on the mound tonight for Cincinnati. I'll tell you more about that in the bottom of the first inning. In the meantime, a 1-ball 2-strike count to Brian Pena, playing first base here tonight. He splits his starts, and as Rock mentioned, with Votto being out for such a big chunk of the year, in his 42nd start at first, he started behind the plate 43 times. Just misses 2 and 2.
Yeah, Votto's only played 62 games this year, so they have missed him a lot. So they've been trying to find somebody to fill in at first. Pena over there. You had Todd Frazier over there in yesterday's game.
Yeah, a lot of mix and matching with that Cincinnati lineup. So Brandon Phillips out for a good chunk, but he's back in now as a little tapper is foul at third. Pena hitting .257. This is a Reds team that, to say it plays in a hitter-friendly ballpark would be an understatement. It has been baffling even before all the injuries hit at how this club has been unable to hit the baseball. Having said that, there are a handful of Reds in the lineup tonight who have fared very well in their career against Gallardo. There's a ground ball to Ricky Weeks, getting a starting call. 2 up, 2 down in the first.
Fastball seems to have some life on it for Giovanni tonight. Talked about his numbers here at Miller Park. Very unusual because throughout his career he's been very good at home. But this year at Miller Park, 2-6 with a 4.48 earned run average. Much different on the road this year.
Here's Todd Frazier with 2 outs and the base is empty. All-star this year. Had a hit last night. And can provide this team with some power.
One of the few guys, one of the few big keys to this offense that has not missed a lot of time. Frazier over at third base. You play him at first. And a very good hitter.
Two balls, no strikes to Frazier. Just underway here in Milwaukee. Brewers on a 3-game winning streak, and that's the longest such run for the Crew in 1 month. Had a 5-game run back in the middle of August from the 14th to the 19th.
And as you mentioned, I mean, every game right now for the Brewers is a postseason game. It's a playoff game because they can't afford to lose too many.
Yeah, any outside help would be appreciated, but the beauty of the schedule is they can help themselves. Knowing that they still have the Cardinals and the Pirates ahead of them. Ron Renicky will worry about that next week. He's got the Reds tonight and tomorrow, but this group, which has led this division for most of the year, scrambling to get back into at least a wild card slot. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Frazier stays alive.
And good location so far for Gallardo with that fastball right on the edge at 93. Looks like he has some pretty good stuff tonight. Mentioned that first innings have been rough on him. That start against the Cubs at Wrigley gave up 4 runs in the first and was able to settle down for a while.
Again, the 2-2. And that's hit in the air to right field toward the line. Braun will run out of room as it goes out of play. Eight and 9 record for Gallardo going into this game with a 3.61 ERA. Retired Billy Hamilton, as well as Brian Pena, struck out Hamilton looking, got Pena to ground to second. And that is an impressive start for Gallardo. Rings up Frazier. Up and down go the Reds. Now the Brewers and Carlos Gomez and company are ready to go to work. Down in order, striking out 2 along the way, and now the Brewers ready to go to work. There's the Brewers batting order presented by Associated Bank. Carlos Gomez, Ryan Braun, and Jonathan Lucroy. 1-2-3. Aramis Ramirez will hit cleanup, followed by Chris Davis and Ricky Weeks. Martin Maldonado behind the plate once again. Hector Gomez getting his first Brewers start. He'll be at short, batting 8th, and Giovanni Gallardo on the mound facing David Holmberg for the Reds. And again, another great unknown in many respects, Rock, for the second night in a row.
Yeah, left-hander doesn't throw all that hard. A lot of off-speed stuff. Third different stint with the Reds. He made starts on July 8th and August 21st. An 0-run record. See, his numbers not all that good. Has allowed 4 home runs. He was in AAA this year, 19 games. Spent 2 different stints on the disabled list down in the minor leagues. He was 2-6 in AAA with a .466 earned run average.
Came in Monday and pitched well when Dylan Axelrod went all of 7 pitches in a game against the Cardinals in Cincinnati and had to leave because of an oblique strain. And Holmberg fared well. 5 2/3 innings, a shutout ball in a game that St. Louis did go on to win. But Holmberg's effort on Monday gives him this opportunity tonight. Gomez out in front, 2 balls, no strikes. Carlos hitless in 4 trips last night. Checks in with a .285 batting average.
Yeah, Holmberg's a big guy. Doesn't throw very hard. 6'3", 220 pounds. Actually 225 pounds.
And there's the hard cut again from Gomez. And
up there just trying to make contact, Matt.
Free and easy.
Shortening up that swing, doing the splits. And Holmberg only 23 years old. His first year in professional baseball was 2009. So he's been around a while. Big guy, doesn't throw hard.
Draft pick of the Chicago White Sox. Here's the 2-2. And a full count to Gomez. It's a 3-team trade. So you look at Ryan Braun. Holmberg to the Reds. Ryan Hannigan sent to Tampa Bay. And look out. Gomez is aboard. So he gets plunked.
Yeah, that not even close. Fastball from Holmberg. You see him trying to come inside on Gomez and not even close. Hits him on the back of the leg, and Gomez going off his feet, trying to jump out of the way, and that gets him on the back of the leg, and he'll take first base.
Gomez with 30 steals this year, the runner at first. It is the 16th time that Gomez has been hit by a pitch this year. Braun last night, a couple of hits, drove in a run. Showing signs that he's heating up. He's been a pretty good bat the last couple of ball games for the Crew.
And most of his hits have come into center field and around the right, staying on the baseball nicely. Not looking to pull the ball too much.
Ronnie, a couple of days off earlier in the week, just trying to give that thumb every chance to feel as good as it can going down the stretch.
Yeah, need him in the lineup, whether he gets hits or not. He makes a difference.
Holmberg hasn't pitched a lot, but he's fully aware of the ability of Gomez, who was, you mentioned the 30 steals in 40 attempts. We're getting an early sample of the pitch speed of Holmberg here, as we mentioned, not overpowering by any means.
He relies on command and has had a difficult time here in the major leagues. Even looking at his numbers in the minor leagues, having a difficult time getting the baseball down.
And he's behind 2-0 to Ryan Braun. All the Brewers getting their first look at the Reds left-hander. And an early conversation with his catcher, Devin Mesoraco. Brewers with the win last night, even the season series at 7. They had their early struggles with Cincinnati, but they have bounced back to They're trying to beat the Reds in a season series for the first time since 2006.
And they have 3 more games after this 3-game series against the Reds in Cincinnati. So the Reds are going to have something to say about the fortunes of the Brewers going forward.
Yeah, the Reds had to feel pretty good about themselves coming into Milwaukee last night after dropping the series opener with the Cardinals. They won the next 3. The Brewers snapped that streak while extending their own to 3 straight wins. 3-0 now to Braun. Gomez on the move. And the throw down to second. Not in time. Where he was walked in. Was he walked in or outside?
All right, check out the Cincinnati Reds defense, brought to you by Menards. Got some changes out there. You got Todd Frazier at third base. He was at first yesterday. Payne goes from behind home plate to first base. And Ryan Ludwig gets the start in left field. The Reds are the best fielding team in all of baseball. They've committed the fewest errors. Only 66 errors this year, so they don't hurt themselves too bad defensively. Very strong up the middle. We have Mesoraco, a good defensive catcher behind home plate. Cozart and Phillips up the middle, and Billy Hamilton can run down just about anything in the outfield.
Other conference on the mound, Jeff Pico, the pitching coach. That was ball 4, so it's no swipe for Gomez. But more importantly, you have runners at first and second with nobody out, and Jonathan Lucroy at the plate. I mentioned that Reds defense, 9 fewer errors than the field in the National League, led by this 4-time Gold Glover, Brandon Phillips.
Yep, second best in baseball, Seattle. Only a few behind them.
So a threat here in the first for the Crew. Lucroy, a couple of hits and 3 at bats last night. Comes in with a .302 average. And a strike to Lucroy. Jonathan playing first tonight. Leads the National League in doubles with 51. Started at first, then went behind the plate. Got himself a double last night. 44th double as a catcher for Lucroy. On the brink of a record-breaking performance in that category. 2 away from tying Lyle Overbay for the team mark in doubles.
Got a ways to go to break the major league record for doubles. It's 67.
Little work to do.
Yeah, and that was 1931.
Holmberg ready with the 0-2. Gomez has him thinking. Carlos hit by a pitch. Start this bottom of the first. Braun worked a walk.
And 2 guys out there at second base who like to talk a lot. You got Carlos Gomez, you got Brandon Phillips. Second base umpire C.B. Buckner can't get a word in edgewise out there.
He has no chance. He can only listen.
Both of them love to play the game of baseball.
They're both a lot of fun to watch, that's
Gomez,
for sure.
Phillips. Yep.
Gold Glove talent at their respective positions. Bounces up there. 2-2.
Basically fastball. He'll have some cut on it when he comes to the glove side, which means in on a right-handed hitter. Throw that 4-seam fastball. Tops out maybe about 89 or 90. Change up, a lot of change ups, and a slider. Nothing real tricky from Holmberg.
And he has worked himself into a little trouble here in the bottom of the first. And taking a long look in. Sharply hit to short. On to second. Now they have Gomez hung up. Brandon Phillips dropping the throw, and then they'll send it on to Holmberg, and they will get an unusual double play.
Well, they got Braun and Gomez. Gomez actually went back to second base on that ground ball. I don't think he realized. I think he forgot that there was a guy at first base.
Yeah.
That's why they were able to get him at third. An unusual double play. And the only guy left on the bases right now is Jonathan Lucroy. Doesn't get much crazier than that. Not sure why Gomez goes back. They get Braun at second, and now you get the rundown. 4 to 5 to 4 to 1.
Yeah, 6-4, 5-4-1. So after all of that, Brewers with a runner at first and 2 men out for Aramis Ramirez. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Missing inside, 1-1 the count.
Yeah, Ramirez starting to drive the ball into right field again. There was a stretch for about 10 days where he was trying to pull everything. I think just trying to do too much, pressing up there at the plate, trying to get the home run. A lot of ground outs to short. But it has been much better, in the last 4 games in driving the ball up the middle and into right field. That's his game. That's the way he's been driving in runs this year.
Hitting a shade under 200 against the Reds this season. 10 for 51. He has homered a couple of times. 2 of his 14 home runs this year coming against the Reds. Is Holmberg checking Lucroy, the runner at first. .295 average for Ramirez going into tonight's game. And that's the second hit batsman of the inning. So the Brewers with runners at first and second again.
And not sure what the pitch was. Maybe a slider, a changeup, not sure, but not even close to home plate. Let's check out the pitch. Let's see what it is. It's a breaking pitch, a slider. Check it out. Ramirez with no chance of getting out of the way. A glancing blow in the bottom of the leg, and a couple of men on again.
For the Brewers, with a lot of base runners without a hit here in the inning. Runners at first and second again. Chris Davis back in the lineup tonight. Let's take a look at the Powerball home run leaderboard, and Davis is the leader with 22. Gomez, Reynolds each with 21, and Ryan Braun next up with 19.
Davis out of the lineup back-to-back days. A little bit of a forearm issue. But back in there tonight.
It speaks to the value of that trade, the deadline, getting Gerardo Parra over here, where he could come in and spell any of the outfielders, which he has done. But Davis in the lineup tonight, a 1-1 count to him.
Good defense and swinging the bat well.
One and two the count. See, with the 22 homers, he has driven in 68. Five for 25 here in the homestand is Davis.
And another guy driving the ball to right center a lot. That's what your mindset is when you go up there against this guy. You got to think up the middle and to right center.
And that's it in the air to right center field, but room for Jay Bruce, and a threat goes by the boards for the Crew. They lead a couple. The Crew won in Milwaukee.
and Casino. Scoreless as we head to the second, and in his last start, Yovani Gallardo passed Ben Sheets to become the franchise's all-time strikeouts leader, but he would have rather come away with the win. Yovani get roughed up in 3 2/3 innings, giving up 5 earned runs. And Gallardo has gone 0-3 over his last 4 starts. Ron Renicky saying that no question a big part of that is the command. He says he needs the feel for all of his pitches, but especially his curveball to establish that off-speed pitch to go along with the fastball and slider. And he said when he's not locating that curveball, really needs to be perfect with the location on the other pitches. Said he's kind of just lost the feel of that curveball lately, that it's been up and down for him, and looking to get that curveball established here tonight.
Yeah, he is, Sophia, and a good start. As you mentioned, he struck out 2 of the 3 Reds he faced in the first, getting him down in order. Devin Mesoraco leading off inning number 2 for Cincinnati. Year where the Reds are not hitting well at all. Mesoraco is a notable exception, but he is strikeout victim number 3 here early on for Gallardo tonight.
Yeah, good life on the fastball. Only 91 with the fastball right there, but sometimes it comes out of the hand a little bit better. Has some crispness to his pitches, and getting Mesoraco to swing out of the strike zone. And Sophia's right. I mean, you get that curveball over, it really sets up everything else. I mean, last few times out, he really hasn't had that pitch. Doesn't have that curveball to really keep the guys off the fastball and the cutter. Every starter needs to have that one pitch, in the low 80s, to keep them, to slow that bat down a little bit, to get that fastball to be more effective.
Into a little bit of a rhythm. Oh, it's early, but a good start for Gallardo tonight as he gets ahead of Phillips. Back up the middle. Weeks. 2 up, 2 down.
Ricky getting his start for the first time in quite a while. First left-hander the Brewers have faced, I think, since that Giants series.
Going back a couple of weeks ago.
Madison
right?
Bumgarner.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
In there tonight against the Reds' left-handed starter David Holmberg. 2 men out, bases empty. The Reds half of the second. Here's Jay Bruce. He's one of those Reds who have fared well against Gallardo in his career. Take a look at those numbers. It's all relative because he has liked Milwaukee pitching. It's .319 in his career, a couple of home runs against Gallardo. Make no mistake, it's been a frustrating year for Jay Bruce. Actually, he was injured and went on the DL back in May when the Brewers made their first trip into Cincinnati. First weekend in May. And this is well struck to right, but Ryan Braun is right there. And it's a 1-2-3 inning again for Yovani Gallardo. He's faced 6. He's retired 6. Retired the first 6 Reds he has faced. Brewers had a threat. The bottom of the first came up empty. A Barsuit.com trivia question. Name the player to lead the Brewers in home runs 4 times in the Cincinnati Reds with 45 homers back in 1999.
If it's the guy I'm thinking of, he's a fantasy camp coach.
Yeah. Pretty fair player, as the question would drive that hint.
Doesn't zero it in very much, but thought I'd throw it in there.
He was popular. How's that for a hint? There's Ricky Weeks. It's been about 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago tomorrow, the last time Weeks started that series out in San Francisco.
First time it hasn't been a guy like Clayton Kershaw or Madison Bumgarner that he's having to face. Well, sometimes guys like Holmberg can be tough. And if he's on that particular night, keeping the baseball down, you don't know much about him. Brewers have struggled against guys that they've never seen. Of course, a lot of teams do.
Well, Daniel Corsino pitched well last night for Cincinnati. Talking with Ron Renicky before the game, as much as technology has improved in the area of video scouting, it's still kind of tough to get a read on a guy in the minor leagues until you see him up at this level, which the Brewers are getting their first looks at Holmberg tonight. As Rock mentioned in the first, Holmberg's numbers in the minors were not particularly overwhelming. AAA Louisville, 18 starts at a 2-6 record and a 4.66 ERA. But on Monday night, when he had to come in the first inning because of the injury to Dylan Axelrod, he fared well against the Cardinals.
Yes, he did. Was it 5+ innings? Yeah, 5 2/3. That was in a 19-inning game. That was pretty good. Actually, that's a different game. I'm sorry. I'm reading the Reds notes and missed that one.
Yeah, he was back.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, 19-inning game. Yeah.
Had a couple of starts that did not go well, to put it mildly. One in July against the Cubs, lasted just 2 2/3. About 3 weeks later against Atlanta, same deal. Gave up 5 runs to the Cubs and 6 to the Braves. Had a no decision against the Cubs and then lost to Atlanta. The 5 2/3 came in a shutout loss to St. Louis on Monday night.
Yeah, can I now clean that up what I just said?
That's all right.
He did that on Monday. The last guy that did that 5 2/3 was Carlos Fisher in the 19-inning game back in 2011.
There you go. Consider it cleaned up. And Weeks is out on strikes.
Boy, you might think this is the weekend. Hey, the Brewers' final regular season home series of 2014 is Friday, September 26th through Sunday, the 28th, as the Brew Crew faces off against the Chicago Cubs to close out the 2014 regular season. Call 414-902-4000 or visit Brewers.com to reserve your spot today.
Speaking of the Cubs, as Martin Maldonado steps in, Cubs have gotten the early jump on the Pirates tonight at PNC. They're through 3 with the Cubs leading 3-0. Javier Baez has gone deep again. Might strike out a lot, but
he's got a hack. He's got a hack, doesn't he?
Oh, he does.
Makes Carlos Gomez look like a controlled swing, doesn't it?
It does.
He's got some bat speed.
Swing hard in case you hit it. And this is hit in the air. Brandon Phillips takes charge. 2 men out in the second. The Braves today lost to the Rangers again. That's unexpected help. There's the Braves in that mix, but they're scuffling now. They've lost 5 out of 6, including 2 straight to a 90-loss Rangers team. 3-2 the final today.
Yeah, the Braves have lost 3 out of 10. Or 7 out of 10, I should say. Having a difficult time on the road this year.
There's Hector Gomez making his first Brewers start and his second big league start. He'll start back almost 3 years ago to the day, September 17th. with the Rockies against the Giants. Had a couple of hits in that particular ball game. See if they can recreate some of that little magic here tonight.
And Ron Rannige's been able to sprinkle them in defensively and played some short, played some third. Excellent glove man is Gomez. Good range, good throwing arm, good soft hands.
Now in his 6th appearance in a Brewers uniform. When we talk about the veterans, their need to step up, but who knows in this game? Maybe a new face could get something done, and that's a nice stop by Cozart, but it's still an infield hit for Hector Gomez.
Not a nice short stroke on that fastball that time. Gomez able to get it into the hole. Cozart with a nice backhand pickup, but not able to get much on it. Much on the throw. Got a change up right down the middle of the plate above the knees, and Gomez hits it hard. Cozart almost coming up with a sensational play.
Well, the first hit as a Brewer for Hector Gomez, and here's Giovanni Gallardo. Has 5 hits, has driven in a run this year.
This kind of guy you would think Gallardo had some pretty good at bats against.
Good opportunity here, right?
Good, you know, swings the bat pretty well. Holmberg doesn't throw hard.
It's a good cut, but pops it up. Todd Frazier will call for it. That'll do it for the Brewers here in the 2nd. No runs and a hit. We're through 2. No score in Milwaukee. Piggly Wiggly, the official supermarket of Fox Sports Wisconsin. By Marshfield Clinic. Don't just live, shine. Back at Miller Park. Brewers and Reds, going to the 3rd inning. No score here in Milwaukee. Bottom of the order for Cincinnati, as Giovanni Gallardo has set down the first 6 Reds he has faced and has struck out 3 along the way. Ryan Ludwig, Zach Cozart, and David Holmberg here for Cincinnati in the top of the 3rd. Brewers enter the night a game and a half behind in that wild card chase. That's with the Pirates trailing early as Ludwig lines to 3rd. Ramirez is there. Quickly 1 out. Well, now time for you to tweet your photo using hashtag WisFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Zach Cozart. A tough year at the plate, but those who are around this Reds ball club will tell you that he is perhaps a Gold Glove caliber shortstop this year, hitting just .224. A year ago, he was 30 points higher in his batting average and showed a little bit of pop. 12 homers a year ago, 15 big flies 2 years ago.
Everybody's a home run hitter in that ballpark.
Well, you would think.
You know?
Yeah.
Ball carries pretty well. But Cozart, I mean, he makes his money because of his defense. Only 9 errors this year. He's played just about every day. 130 plus games.
You mentioned that low error total, only a couple since the All-Star break, and that's when this team took a big hit. It was in the thick of the fight in the playoff chase, and with only a couple of exceptions, collectively this team has not hit at all.
Down near the bottom of the National League in batting average. They haven't hit a lot of home runs, which is unusual for them. 119 home runs. The Brewers have 141 home runs.
3-1 pitch to Cozart, a ground ball to short. That's Hector Gomez. High throw, and it takes Lucroy off the bag.
He's got a very strong arm, quick release, a little bit high, a little inexperienced by Lucroy over at first base. I think once he gets a little bit more comfortable playing first, he might handle that one a little bit differently. Use the bag, use that couple of inches that you have on the top of that bag to be able to stretch a little bit higher.
The object there, obviously, to keep Lucroy in the lineup. Get Maldonado behind the plate.
You lose a little bit defensively, but you add a whole lot at the plate. I guess you can't have it all. Then you have this guy behind home plate. Not many better than him.
Boy, that throw last night to take care of Billy Hamilton trying to steal second. Maldonado got it down there right now.
Yeah, you'll never see a better throw, ever. Reds broadcasters today up in the press box talking about that throw. They said they couldn't stop talking about it last night. That's how good it was.
Well, it was interesting hearing you and BA talk last night when he posed the question, what's a good time? And the time the catcher receives it to throw down to second. 2 seconds, he said, right?
That's average. And that was well under that for sure.
This club wins when he starts. Maldonado 18-9 when Martine's in the lineup. 1-2 the count on the pitcher David Holmberg with Zach Cozart the runner at first. And Gallardo will handle the bunt as the sacrifice works. Cozart to second with 2 men out. The lineup will turn over to Billy Hamilton, who took a called third strike to begin the game. An exciting player, and that's an understatement. And still learning.
Yep, a switch hitter. And he is something else.
Yeah, he started switch hitting 3 years ago. And isn't far removed at all from being an infielder. Now a center fielder who, like his counterpart this weekend, Carlos Gomez, covers all kinds of ground. That throw we were talking about last night.
Look how quick the feet are, and how about that throw? Right on the money. All Segura had to do was drop the tag on him. Feet in position to throw before he even had the ball in his glove. That's the throw everybody was talking about before tonight's game.
That was a rocket.
And to throw out Billy Hamilton to boot. 55 stolen bases this year. 22nd time he's been thrown out, though. That's a lot.
Yeah, you would think. And again, it's another thing that you and BA touched on last night when he learns the craft a little more. You're talking about unbelievable stolen base statistics, and it's already awfully good. 55, single season franchise record for a rookie, and the most stolen bases period since prime time back in 1997, Deion Sanders. 2-1 the count to the Reds center fielder. Cozart the runner at second with 2 men out. Gallardo has not allowed a hit. The only runner so far, Zach Cozart, got on because of the error on the shortstop, Hector Gomez. 3-1 now to Hamilton. Lucroy, and he'll win the race to the bag. Challenge in Hamilton. Nice head start for Lucroy through 2.5, no score at Miller Park. Series on Fox Sports Wisconsin, presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Top of the order for the Crew, bottom half of the third, Gomez, Braun, and Lucroy. Gomez hit by a pitch, 1 of 2 to be plunked by the Reds left-hander through the first couple of innings. Carry out a play. .285 average for the all-star center fielder. Chopper to short. That's Cozart. 1 out. The Brewers going through the order second time around now. See if they can start to figure out this Reds left-hander.
Just can't wait back. A lot of guys out in front.
Ryan Braun walked in the first. Brewers had a threat in that first inning. Runners at first and second on a couple of occasions. An unusual double play. Runners at first and second. Lucroy Ended up being a 6-4, 5-4-1 double play as the lead runner. Gomez kind of frozen between second and third. They got the force at second. Got Carlos in a rundown.
Yeah, not sure why Carlos headed back to second base. I think he forgot what the situation was and ended up getting doubled off. And that will go down as they grounded into a double play.
Yep. Just took a while.
Kind of the opposite of what you would expect.
Yeah, it had 6-4-3 written all over it and ended up having a few more numbers. Boy, that said, to get him back in the lineup, the energy that Gomez brings, it's no scoop to any Brewer fan. Sophia keeping an eye on him over there. Broad fouls out of play, 1-2 the count. You see Ryan swinging the bat in these last couple of ball games. Very encouraging. We talked about it in Brewers Live pregame, the need for these veterans to deliver, and they have in the course of these last 3 games.
And I think that settles everybody else down. When these guys are getting the job done, making things happen, getting on base, driving in runs, it settles down the young guys.
Well, Sophia talking with Lyle Overbay, who had the walk-off hit last night, and Lyle saying very much that very thing. Just as the guys who've been around a little bit, you tell the younger players, don't try to do too much. Just play your game. Be who you are. And Ryan Braun takes strike 3 called. David Holmberg causing some trouble here early on tonight. Fans join Fox Sports Wisconsin for the 3rd annual Brewers Mini Marathon at 10K Saturday, September 20th. Next Saturday, beginning and ending at Miller Park. The course goes past many Milwaukee landmarks. Runners will get a race shirt, a medal, Brewers ticket voucher, and can celebrate at a post-race tailgate party. For details, visit foxsportswisconsin.com and click on the More tab.
Well done.
Thank you.
I'm always amazed.
Dr. Promo.
You are the best.
Got to find something.
I mean, really, I've seen some good ones, but you're the best.
Luke Croy rips one foul down the left field line.
Now, how many promos do you read on average for a Badger game?
A Badger football game, it's in the 40s. I think I was telling you, I think we're about at 45, something like that.
Now, does your partner read any for you?
No, and I think you need to call him on that.
I'd be more than happy to.
You know, you get Mike Lucas to start reading some of those bad boys.
Give me a break.
He does a lot of things, a million things. We'll give him a break on that one. Here's a pop up to Brandon Phillips, and a quiet third for the Reds. Good pitching early on tonight at Miller Park. is No Score. Alongside Bill Schroeder, I'm Matt LePay, and the man in the middle, the Brewers Minor League Player of the Year, Clint Coulter. A terrific year with the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Congratulations. It's got to be a big thrill for you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me up here.
What's it like being a full house crowd here tonight, getting a taste of the show? What's that like for you?
Yeah, this is awesome. Packed house tonight for couldn't miss Hank the bobblehead night. So.
That's exactly
Did you get
right.
a bobblehead? Did you get
got a few. Yeah.
Tell us about your year. Some power is you're very early, obviously, in your career, but where do you think you made your biggest strides out on the field this year?
I think first off, it came in the off season working with our hitting coordinator, Jeremy Reed. I think he really unleashed a lot of my power. And Sandy Guerrero, my first 2 years, he's our AA hitting coach now. And then Chucky Caulfield, him working with me all season there, our hitting coach at Appleton. So being able to work with those guys, they really taught me a lot about approach and swinging at good pitches, getting good pitches to hit. And it's a factor of a few things. You know, it's not just the swing, but what you're swinging at.
What do you find to be the biggest adjustment that you made over the course from this year to from last year to this year, and from high school to pro ball? What has been the biggest adjustment you've had to make?
Just seeing 90, every day coming out of high school, especially in the Northwest, you see 90 maybe once or twice a year. So seeing that velocity and getting that timing down has been a huge adjustment. But I think I got a little over 1,000 at bats under my belt now, so it's been a lot easier.
You guys made the playoffs. Timber Rattlers had a nice season, made the playoffs, first round. How was that experience for you?
It was great. We grinded there at the end. It came down to, I think, the second to the last game. We didn't clinch till the second to the last game, so we were focused all the way up there to the end. But we ended up clinching the playoff spot, and the Kane County Cubs affiliate is in the championship right now, so they're the team that knocked us out.
Ryan Pena with a base hit to center here to start the fourth inning.
That's a nice ballpark up there in Appleton. I mean, are all the ballparks in the Midwest League kind of like that? Or it's pretty nice.
We're pretty spoiled, especially for A-ball. You go to a lot of fields and they don't get the fans we get, the type of atmosphere we get. So we're thankful, for sure.
Lights here are pretty nice. I mean, they can see the baseball pretty well in this ballpark. They're not like A-ball lights, are they?
No kidding. Yeah, some of those places are a little scary.
The little candles up there.
Clint Coulter with us here in the booth at 287 with Wisconsin this year. 22 homers, drove in 89. Todd Frazier is at the plate. Now, Clint, can you just, on a night like tonight, when you're done with this, we're done talking to us, can you just sit back and watch a game, or are you watching Martin Maldonado and just kind of thinking along with them as best you can?
Yeah, last night I was flinching and stuff, especially such a tight game, and they're doing it to me again tonight, 0-0 ball game. But especially I'm thinking, what's he going to call? What's the situation?
What do you call here?
I don't know. You guys distracted me. Huh?
Just kidding with you.
Call for a ground ball double play. How about that?
Did you get a chance to talk to Lucroy, Maldonado at all, or any of the guys? You talk to any of the guys? What do they say to you?
Yeah, spring training, early camp, those guys come over and work with us, and they're always great for some good advice and obviously great role models behind the plate and as people. They took us out for dinner, a catcher's dinner, all the organization's catchers, and we had a great time.
I didn't do that when I was in the minor leagues with the Brewers. I mean,
they didn't take you out for dinner?
No, actually I had to pay. But so what is meal money for you guys in A-ball these days?
I think it's like $20 a day or something like
20,
that.
Huh?
Yeah.
Rock
on the road.
That's up from what I was $8.
$8 a day.
I'm not going to tell you what year it was when I was in 8-ball.
Look out, Frazier.
That gave me flashbacks right there. I got hit in the face this year.
And how did that affect you as you went forward? We saw Giancarlo Stanton get hit in the face a couple nights ago. How does that affect you as a hitter as you go up into the batter's box after something like that?
Luckily I didn't get squared up as good as Stanton did, but I was actually wearing Oakley sunglasses, and there was seam marks on the sunglasses.
Oh my.
So yeah, it got me pretty good, but you can't go in there with fear. It's bound to happen. Luckily the ball's only 5 ounces and a quarter, I think. So I was feeling all right after that.
So you were able to very quickly feel comfortable back in the box then? Or I would imagine it took a little bit of time.
Well, actually I had 3 days off, let the swelling go down, and got a pinch hit at bat, squared one up to left center. Guy caught it. Then the next day, my second at bat back got hit in the forehead. And
Really?
I'm going, there's got to be a target on my helmet or something. It was crazy. Yeah, cut my nose. The helmet came down. Luckily, it hit the helmet that time, but it's part of the game. You know? Those guys aren't trying to do it, hopefully.
Yeah, to go along with all the nicks and things you get behind home plate.
Yeah, you're always bruised. You know, you learn that their pain's going to go away. It'll feel better when it stops hurting.
So what do you got going on in the off season? I mean, you're living in Washington, so what's the off season looking like for you?
Well, tomorrow I fly to Arizona, heading to instructional league, so season's still underway a little bit. And after that, nothing planned. Just hit the weight room and work on the diet and be ready for next season.
Such an early stage of your career as we visit with Clint Coulter, first round pick a couple of years ago. Well, he's a tough guy, though. For those of you who don't know, played a lot of baseball, obviously. He's also a high school wrestler, state champion, right? Sophomore year?
Yep, sophomore year.
So there's your toughness question taken care of right there. A catcher and a wrestler. That's all you need to know.
How does your wrestling background help you in baseball?
Well, like you said, you know, we get bumps and bruises in wrestling. That's why I walked around, I think, most of the time with the black eye. So,
well, work ethic, I'm sure, because you know I've never wrestled, but I watched wrestling practice when I was in high school. That doesn't look like fun.
Yeah, the training's fun, and even just having to live. You know, you got to watch your weight, so you're always having to watch what you eat, going around hungry and thirsty, and you're just always kind of grouchy.
Next step for you, Clint. I mean, obviously, I'm sure there's areas you want to improve on. Is there one more than any other that you really, when you get out to Arizona or in the off season, that you want to work on to continue to climb up here in this organization?
Definitely. I think defensively, I've gotten a lot better catching, a lot more comfortable back there. But I was informed by our farm director that I'm not sure if I'm going to stay at catcher or what we're going to do there. So we're going to see how it goes down there. Might transition to third base or maybe an outfield position or something. But you got to work on all facets of the game. Hitting, base running. Definitely not a road runner out there stealing bags, but got to be smart out there.
Reds have a little threat going here in the fourth. Runners at first and second. Full count now to Devin Mesoraco.
Yeah, Gallardo needs a ground ball right here. Needs to get that cut fastball, and hopefully Mesoraco rolls over on one and turn a double play, although Gallardo is more of a fly ball pitcher than ground balls.
Here comes the payoff. And the bases are loaded. So Giovanni Gallardo buzzed through the first 3 innings, allowing just 1 base runner, and that was on an error. He's now given up back-to-back hits here in the fourth to Brian Pena and Todd Frazier, and Devin Mesoraco works him for a walk. Visiting with Clint Coulter, the minor league player of the year. Jimmy Nelson, by the way, the minor league pitcher of the year. Do you have a player that growing up that you really admired more than anyone else? You mentioned your catching, but that you may move. We'll see what the future holds. But growing up, was there one guy in particular that said, "Yep, that's the guy I want to play like"?
You know, growing up in Washington, I was always a Mariners fan. So growing up watching King Griffey Jr. and all the guys in that era was a lot of fun.
Good guy to watch.
Not a bad guy to look up to as well. I mean, he's kept his nose clean and good player, and not a lot of fun playing the game of baseball.
Got to imagine being in here, full house tonight, being honored as you were, but just as hungry as you are, it makes it even more so, right? Just getting a taste of this.
Yeah, being down on the field before the game, I was wishing I wasn't in a dress jacket and was in a dress baseball uniform.
Getting out there, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't appear, looking at your numbers offensively, that you need a lot of incentives to continue to climb the ladder in this organization. I mean, outstanding numbers. On base percentage very good, over 400. You've always been a guy that has had a good eye at the plate, even in high school.
Yeah, for the most part. My dad played college ball, played at Portland State University, and he taught me approach at a pretty young age. Swinging to pitches that you can handle, and just try to hit it hard somewhere. You know, can't pick and choose.
Yeah, this has got to be a nice incentive too, though. Being here and being around the guys. I saw you, before the game in batting practice. You look pretty nice in the suit and everything, but you know, guys coming over, talking to you, and anybody over there down on the field, anything that anybody said that you could share with us?
You know, they just congratulate me on the year. A lot of those guys, September call-ups and stuff, Jason Rogers and Peg Nazi, and a lot of those guys I was, you know, locker buddies and knew them for the last few years, and they've been in my shoes very recently.
Brandon Phillips, the hitter, 2-0 the count with the bases loaded. Phillips, as you can see, that the numbers this year for him are down. He's been hurt, but with the bases loaded, he likes those situations.
Yeah, if you can pitch him away, you better get it down, because he drives that ball into the gap in right center. They're giving him that gap out there. And he just lost it all of a sudden. I mean, he poured through the batting order first time through, and all of a sudden having a difficult time locating his pitches. The big inning has been a problem for Yo in his last couple of starts.
And the Reds threatening for a big inning here in the game that is scoreless at the moment in the top of the fourth. And Yovani Gallardo has just walked in a run.
He just can't find his mechanics right now. Back-to-back hits and then back-to-back walks for Gallardo.
Clint Coulter with us here in the booth tonight. Brewers minor league player of the year, working with pitchers. We talk about your offensive approach, Clint, but just working with pitchers and getting on the same page. Tell us how that progressed for you this year up in Appleton.
Yeah, my first year, you know, coming in, especially got out of high school, you're catching a lot of older guys, a lot of guys who've been in the system a few years and came out of college, maybe junior, senior signs, and you got to kind of earn their respect, earn your stripes. This being my third season, I came in and I think I got a lot more respect. You know, pitch calling wise, they trusted me, and you learn you can't treat every guy the same too. Guys are from so many different backgrounds, and you got to handle guys differently. Some guys, you know, you need to kick them in the butt, and some guys you need to say it's going to be all right. Just check out or look at the target and let's get the ball down. We'll get out of this.
Fly ball off the bat of Jay Bruce. Chris Davis will handle. But the Reds will get another run out of it on a sacrifice fly, and now they have the runner hung up. Tag applied by Gomez. There's a gift there. And the Reds get a run, but now suddenly there are two men out.
Yeah, it looked as though Mesoraco thought that ball was going to be airmailed into home plate, because Davis put a lot of air under that baseball. Ramirez able to cut it off, and Gomez with his good speed able to tag out to the Reds catcher. Plenty deep enough to score the run. Frazier was going to score easily. Check out the throw. I think Mesoraco fooled that it didn't go further. And he's trying to advance and then gets caught in a rundown.
7-5-6. Not bad. Reds lead 2-0. Two men out. With a runner at first for Ryan Ludwig.
Clint, it had to help you this year. You were in one team. You were with one team and stayed there last year with three different teams in the Brewers organization. That had to be disruptive a bit.
Yeah, you know, I'd start to get into a groove and get injured and mix with the new club. It was like first day of school all over again every time, meeting new guys, and it was tough, but learned how to take care of my body for sure.
Rob Wooten getting loose in the Milwaukee bullpen. Giovanni Gallardo has given up a couple of runs here in the fourth. Trying to prevent any further damage. One strike pitch to Ludwig. He's in there, strike two. Well, can I assume you enjoyed playing in Appleton this year? Love the fans and everything that goes about a summer in Wisconsin?
Oh, absolutely. And it was a great summer. You know, the weather was great. Didn't get too much rain. Didn't get too hot. That stadium up there is great. Great fan base. And we had a pretty successful team. So it was a great year.
You guys ever come down here to the ballpark? Have any days off? Come down and check out the crew?
We actually got to play here in June. So
right.
That was awesome.
How'd you do in that game?
I was 1 for 3. It was bad, I remember, but I was 1 for 3. I think I had a walk and an RBI. Something like that.
Pretty good hitter's background back there.
Oh, yeah.
Good to see the baseball here at this ballpark.
Definitely. First at bat, I think I swung at the first 3 pitches. I think he bounced them all. I was so excited.
I was just going to ask you, how hard was it to stay within yourself going into this yard?
I probably could have closed my eyes and came closer.
Well, that'll all change. You get here and you get settled in, and based on those numbers that you had in the minor leagues this year down in up in Wisconsin, 287, 22 homers, 89 RBIs. That's a pretty good year. What do you expect out of yourself next year? Have they told you where you're going?
No, I probably won't know till last day of spring when rosters are set. But no expectations. Just stay healthy and get better. You can't always base it off results. You always got to get better, and a lot of the times you get hits are when pitchers make mistakes. If the pitcher's on, you might get lucky and get one here and there, but you got to hit their mistakes and don't miss them.
2 balls, 2 strikes the count as Gallardo works against Ryan Ludwig. Lined out to Ramirez in the 3rd. And the inning is over. The Reds get the first 2 runs of the night. Move to the bottom of the 4th here at Miller Park. Clint, thanks a lot. Good luck to you.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Clint.
Fox Sports Wisconsin, presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. The Brewers will come up here in the bottom of the 4th, trailing the Reds 2-0. And in our Crew in the Community tonight, the Brewers' wives play an important role in our outreach efforts to support the community each season. This summer, they have teamed up with Brewers Community Foundation to raise funds through a number of special events. The proceeds from the events they supported include the Salvation Army, the Next Door Foundation, Humane Society of Wisconsin, Wounded Warriors After Breast Cancer Diagnosis, Wisconsin Breast Cancer Show House, and the Susan G. Komen Race for a Cure. So earlier tonight, the Brewers' wives were on hand to present a check of $50,000 to BCF, earmarked for all of those charities. So congratulations to the Brewers' wives for all of their work throughout the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Sophia. That's what's been, just from my corner of the world, being associated with this organization this year, all the things that this Brewers organization does in the community. As Aramis Ramirez gets into one deep left center. Brewers on the board.
Well, let's see what the Brewers can do. Second time through the batting order. They're starting to swing the bat well against Gallardo second time through, and Ramirez able to get the Brewers on the board. A big fly, and no doubter right there into center field. Changeup up in the strike zone. Check it out. Changeup up out over the plate, and look at the extension for Carlos, or I should say Aramis Ramirez, and he got all that one. Got under it a little bit, but able to knock it out of here.
That's the first big fly for Ramos. We'll take another look at it here. Not a whole lot of doubt. Powerball home run count number 15 for Ramirez, and his first since August 25th. Out of San Diego against Eric Stoltz.
Well, these guys hit him in bunches, and hopefully that's the beginning of a good stretch of games for Ramirez. Hitting some home runs, driving in some runs. Veterans need to lead the charge here in the final 2 weeks.
And one of those veterans a moment ago did just that. Ramos Ramirez. Davis fly to right back in the first. And we thank Clint Coulter for joining us in the top half of this inning. Brewers minor league player of the year.
Very poised young man.
Oh, he is.
Yeah. He's a big boy, too. 6'3", 222 pounds.
Yeah. Davis down on strikes. Yeah, we mentioned that Coulter, a state wrestling champ back in his high school days. That was at 189, his sophomore year. This is the game he loves and the dream he is pursuing. I mentioned his discipline at the plate, too. His power number's good, but Clint got walked. He worked 73 walks this year.
Right.
It's impressive.
I was going to say, an on-base percentage over 400.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good for a 21-year-old.
There's Ricky Weeks.
Never too early to learn plate discipline, but, you know, it's one thing to have a good eye at the plate, but it's another one to be able to take advantage of counts in your favor, and obviously he did that with all those home runs.
It was impressive hearing him talk about, too. It's not always, I mean, it's a results business, but you can have good at-bats and not be rewarded for it. But that's, I think we mentioned his poise. It was really impressive the way he, a couple of his answers about it. You know, some nights are not going to be your nights, but you're squaring up on balls. You just keep pushing.
Take advantage of mistakes. Nobody hits the good pitches. Pitcher's going to make mistakes. Those are the ones you have to take advantage of.
The 2-1 to Ricky Weeks. This is hit in the air to right field. All kinds of room for Jay Bruce. 2 outs.
Yeah, tonight's time of the game winner, Kingpin Lanes in Campbellsport. If they call the Brewers in the next 24 hours, they get 40 Miller Lite beer pen tickets to a Brewers home game in April or May of next year. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite. Campbellsport's on the way up to Fond du Lac.
I was just going to ask you that.
Are you familiar with the eastern part of this city? You know,
not as much as I should. And
Madison and West and North.
Yeah, I say that with some embarrassment since I've lived here in Wisconsin since 1988. And I can get you up to Minocqua, points north,
there
get
you
you
go.
over to La Crosse, Eau Claire. Those areas.
I'm just
Green
kidding.
Bay.
I'm just messing with you.
No, BA. You got BA last night, I think. He was stumped in the location of last night's tavern of the game. And the name of the town escapes me.
Milwaukee, maybe?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. Heartland. BA will be back and take you home along with Rock and the crew starting next week as the Brewers begin their final road trip of this regular season. 3-city trip.
You missed our crew party the other night.
I did, and I will add that was an outstanding tribute. That they, can we say something nice about Brad Wyman, our producer?
Oh, absolutely. Now that he did that
yeah,
for me, yeah, that was nice.
Brewers Live a couple nights ago. In this Rock's 20th year in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, we had a crew party with the Brewers put on for, you know, the production crew. We kind of show up, you know, Brian and I, to just say a few words, entertain the crowd. But always nice of the Brewers, the hardworking folks, men and women here in the production truck, the guys and girls that do all the work. But you were sorely missed because your name was brought up quite a bit.
I'm sure it was, and I'm not even going to ask how.
It was all good. You haven't been around long enough yet for them to, you know,
talk bad. Yeah. I hear you.
Kind of get on you a little bit. It takes a while.
I understand.
They saved that for me.
They do work you pretty good. I've been around here long enough.
but you absorb it well.
I deserve it, though.
Yeah.
You know what they say, if you can't take it, don't dish it out.
Yeah, exactly right.
Right.
Maldonado, the runner at first. 2-out walk. Hector Gomez at the plate. Infield single for Gomez, making his first Brewer start tonight. Infield single in the second. Crew with a run here in the fourth. Aramis Ramirez with a solo blast. And that is well struck, but Billy Hamilton is there. That'll do it for Milwaukee in the fourth, but they get on the board courtesy of Aramis Ramirez. His 15th long ball of the year. We are through 4 at Miller Park. It's 2-1 Cincinnati. Top of the 5th inning. Well, we had Clint Coulter a couple of innings ago. This is Hank the Dog bobblehead night. Now, we don't have the bobblehead, but we do have Hank. We have Hank here.
This is a new addition to Miller Park. You're going to see Hank from time to time around the ballpark. That's a good likeness.
That is. You want to call this inning? He's in.
Very nice. I mean, that's nice. Hank very popular around these parks.
Extremely.
Now, are you going to be running in the race tonight, or is the real Hank going to be in the race? The real one?
The real one?
Okay.
All right. You'll be cheering him on, though, without a doubt.
Very
Absolutely.
nice.
Yep. Put him through a lot of training. Big night here at the ballpark. We got the real Hank. We got bobblehead Hank. We got Hank the mascot. And we got playoff chase baseball. Zach Cozart leading off here for the Reds. 8-9-1 in the Reds batting order. Cozart reached on an error in the third.
Yeah, the Humane Society down in the right field corner, down in the field level. They've got they brought some dogs in to see if some of the fans might want to adopt a couple of dogs.
Very nice.
Saw those before the game. So Hank, all the donations that he has been able to put together have gone to the Humane Society.
Zach Cozart back up the middle. Weeks will not have a play. Cozart has an infield hit here in the 5th. It's been something, the popularity of Hank. Join the ball club, if you will, out in Maryvale in the spring. been a fun story. When in doubt, if people don't know what to talk about, you can always talk about Hank.
Very cool bobblehead.
Yeah, it is. David Holmberg now in a bunting situation. He laid down a sac bunt in the third. Holmberg doing some pretty nice work on the mound tonight. And he pops up this bunt. That's out number one as Cozart has to retreat. As promised earlier in the broadcast, we have the AT&T fan photo of the game. Tweet your photo to hashtag #WisFanPhoto for a chance to be shown in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Matthew and friend.
It looks like it's at Cincinnati.
You know what? It does.
Maybe not. It's Miller Park. I'm sorry.
With the roof open. Yeah, the first look, though, I saw those red seats.
Right. That's Miller Park.
There you go. Top of the order, Billy Hamilton.
I was going to say that would be an incredible coincidence.
You know, those Brewer fans do travel well. But that was a home park photo. Hamilton is 0 for 6 here in the series, 0 for 2 tonight. Struck out, grounded out to Lucroy at first. Reds getting a couple of runs in the fourth. Brewers countered in the bottom half of that inning. Meanwhile, at the top of the sixth in Pittsburgh, the Cubs continue to lead the Pirates 3-0. Runner going, and this pitch is sent to left. Chris Davis, 2 outs. Cozart retreats.
Seems like Gallardo's been able to get his stuff back again. I mean, just lost it there in the fourth inning for a while. About a stretch of about 3-4 hitters. Able to get it back, a sac fly, then a strikeout, and seems to have it back here in the fifth. That happens once in a while. You just lose your mechanics, get out of sync a little bit, and just can't find that strike zone.
Now in the process of settling back down.
But he was able to minimize the damage, allowing only 2 runs.
Here's Brian Pena. And a throw down to first. Cozart getting back.
Some kind of throwing arm from Maldonado, and that's a good way to pick a guy off of first base when you got a left-hander up there. The runner doesn't really see you. Throwing the baseball behind the runner. Kind of shielded off, but Cozart able to get back.
And fouls out of play. We're mentioning that Cubs Pirates score with Chicago leading 3-0. Cardinals lead the Rockies 4-1. They are through 4 1/2 in St. Louis. Braves lost earlier today to the Rangers. 1-1 pitch in a moment. First they check Cozart at first. Cozart has stolen 7 bases in as many attempts. And this is hit in the air to left. Coming in is Davis. And that'll do it for the Reds in inning number 5. Halfway through with the Reds leading 2-1. half of the 5th inning. Carsoup.com trivia question: name the player to lead the Brewers in home runs 4 times, and the Reds with 45 long balls back in 1999. Give you a hint or two. Greg Vaughn, the answer. Fantasy camp.
Had a 50 home run season with the San Diego Padres.
Yeah.
Great hitter, could hit home runs, and a terrific guy. Loves the game of baseball. His son's a pretty good player.
Well, Bonnie was back here with you and back here at the ballpark back in, what was that, June?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
The Wall of Honor ceremony. That was a nice event.
Yeah, you had a chance to visit with Greg, among others. Man, could he hit.
Yes, he could.
Yovani Gallardo leading off here as the Brewers go 9-1-2 in the order in the bottom half of the 5th. Fly ball to right. Jay Bruce out number 1.
Hey, the most popular way to follow the Brewers and the September pennant races is with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy live look-ins, replays, score updates, live radio broadcasts, and more. Download At Bat for your smartphone or tablet on the App Store or visit MLB.com.
Here's Carlos Gomez. We go back to the top of the order for the Brewers. In addition to being hit in the first, he grounded to short in the 3rd. Brewers with just a couple of hits tonight off David Holmberg. Solo homer from Ramirez. Infield single from Hector Gomez.
He doesn't throw hard, but he's got these Brewers baffled tonight. Say the same thing about last night. And Corsino, young man, it really hadn't thrown all that well.
Gomez very frustrated, as Holmberg has been doing that to a number of Brewer hitters tonight.
And he got the big curveball, big overhand curveball that time, and Carlos with the big swing comes up empty.
Strikeout number 4 for the Reds left-hander. As much as things might change in this game with the increased statistics and defensive shifting, one thing, when you face a guy for the first time, it can be one of life's mysteries, and that's been the case for the Brewers at least through the first 4+ innings of this game. 4 2/3 off of David Holmberg, making his 3rd start as a Red this year. Facing Ryan Braun, who has walked and struck out.
He has these Brewer hitters off the end, down on the hand a little bit, adding a little bit, subtracting, mixing in that off-speed pitch, and has been able to handle a pretty good offensive team.
Braun sends it to right center. And Jay Bruce is there, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Brewers still down run here at Miller Park.
Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. The Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. And by Miller Lite, now in the original can. It's Miller time. Got a tight one going on here in Milwaukee. Reds with those 2 runs in the 4th. 2-1 ball game. As we move to the 6th inning. Middle game of this weekend series, Brewers and Reds. Todd Frazier, Devin Mesoraco, and Brandon Phillips here in this frame for Cincinnati. Frazier a part of that 2-run 4th. Singled to right and came around eventually to score. Other than that 4th inning, Gallardo has been pretty effective here tonight.
Yeah, 2 walks, 2 hits, and 4 consecutive hitters. And other than that, you're right, it's been pretty good.
Giving up just 3 hits. And is ahead of Todd Frazier 0-2. Fastball missing away. .276 average for the Reds All-Star. Frazier comes into this game with a career .346 average against Giovanni. And that scoots him back. The count's full. These 2 teams right back here tomorrow afternoon. Mike Leake and Matt Garza, your matchup. Frazier reaching out and fouling it out of play. The 3-2. And there's a base hit to center. Second hit of the night for Todd Frazier. Fox Sports Supports is proud to support Stand Up to Cancer's 4th annual star-studded telecast. Catch the fundraiser featuring music performances and stars from film, TV, and sports in a momentous and inspiring stand against cancer. Coming up at 7 Central on Fox Sports 2. Devin Mesoraco to the plate. A 2-1 lead here for the Reds in inning number 6. We mentioned earlier that Frazier has power. Same story for Mesoraco. 23 home runs this year, 22 as a catcher. And that is the most for the Reds in terms of big flies as a catcher since Johnny Bench.
Wow. I was going to say.
It's 23. And that was toward the end of Bench's Hall of Fame career for the latter years back in 1980.
Man, just to be in the same sentence with Johnny Bench, that's something special.
Swing and a miss for the Reds catcher.
And Mesoraco and his productivity is why the Reds felt that Ryan Hannigan was expendable, and they sent him to Tampa. And he is not disappointed. Good catcher behind home plate, and he can hit.
.281 average at the moment. 2-strike pitch coming.
mentioned Hannigan, and he was actually part of the trade that brought David Holmberg to the Reds. The 3-team trade. Diamondbacks also were involved, as well as Tampa Bay. 1-2 the count. Keeping an eye on Frazier, who is a running threat. 20 steals, 27 attempts. The 1-2 off the mask.
It's that cut fastball by Gallardo, and Mesoraco behind it, and gets Maldonado right on the forehead with that one.
Just as you and Clint Coulter were talking about a couple innings ago, all those nicks, all the bumps that guys who play the position you play.
That makes it difficult at the plate when you're up there swinging the bat. Stuff catches up to you. Well, Ivani having a difficult time putting away these hitters in this 6th inning. Frazier, he had ahead in the count. Frazier ended up with a base hit, and now Mesoraco with a 2-2 count. Started him 0-2.
He's walked a couple, including Mesoraco. Bouncer foul at third. 4th inning when Giovanni gave up back-to-back walks to Mesoraco and Phillips. That was after back-to-back singles to start the 4th off the bats of Brian Pena and Frazier. Giovanni trying to keep his team close. Sounded like a broken bat, shallow left. Davis is there, and here's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, Gallardo able to get in on his hands with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball that time. Mesoraco just has not been able to square the baseball up against Giovanni. A strikeout, a walk, and now a broken bat fly ball to left.
First out of the inning, and now Brandon Phillips will be the hitter as Marco Estrada gets loose in the Brewers pen. Well, frustrating year for Phillips. He's 31 games, torn a ligament in his left thumb a week before the All-Star break. And as you might imagine, his absence really hurt this club. The Reds, when he was out, went 12-21. He was out from July 11th through August 17th.
Yeah, when you miss Votto and Phillips in your lineup, that's big trouble for your offense. Say nothing about the defense.
1-0. That missed. 2-0 to the Reds' second baseman. Look at Joey Votto. Speaking of frustrating years, has been that for him.
Yeah, 62 games. That's it.
The Reds without him, 9 games under 500. 37-48. But you know, the Brewers have had their share of injuries too. They've had to deal with guys out of the lineup for chunks of time, and that really goes back to fairly early in this season.
Yeah, Ramirez on the disabled list. Ryan Braun missed a couple of their relievers for pretty much the entire season. Thornburg and Henderson. Other guys have been able to pick them up, and they're still in the playoff hunt.
Yeah, you look back and clearly these games now get so much attention, but you have to think that if you're Ron Renicky, any of the coaches, the players, you look back at games in May and June, some of those that you got with lineups that you had to maybe patch together because of injuries. Sure, there are games you'd love to have back. Managed to pull out some games with players hurt, and there is a 6-4-3 double play. Just what Giovanni Gallardo and the Brewers needed. It remains a one-run game at Miller Park. Brewers, it's a little something going, or trying to get something going. Then Giovanni Gallardo able to get Brandon Phillips to bounce into a 6-4-3 double play, keeping this a one-run game. Lucroy, Ramirez, and Davis here in the bottom of the sixth. And speaking of Jonathan Lucroy, let's get more on him as we check in with Sophia.
Well, last night, Jonathan Lucroy tied Yadier Molina with 44 doubles as a catcher. He now has 51 on the season, and Renicky talked about that record here before the game, said two things make that very impressive. He said, first of all, he thinks that Lucroy has an advantage just because he sees so many pitches behind the plate as a catcher that it's to his advantage as a hitter. He's able to pick up the spin on pitches better, but conversely, because of that, he says he's always beat up, whether it's a foul tip off of a wrist, a leg, squatting behind the plate all day. He says it's more difficult for a catcher to have a good offensive year. And Rock, you know all about that, all of the daily abuse that you get behind the plate, and certainly Lucroy takes that, and he's to the point where he doesn't want to be taken out of the lineup, where his so-called days off are when he gets to play first base.
Yeah, right. And Ron Renicky's been wanting to give him a day off, but he does not want it. So they throw him over at first base when he feels that Lucroy may be getting a bit tired. But, you know, all those things, those foul tips and all the innings behind home plate certainly, you know, make it difficult to swing the bat and be consistent offensively throughout the season. And if you caught, and because you catch, you can see the pitches even better and see the spin. Then why did I hit 240 in my career? It's a little bit more than that. I mean, that kid is a good hitter, Jonathan Lucroy, whether he plays first base or behind home plate. I guess you get a better sense for the strike zone when you're back there, but that doesn't apply as much these days as it did back in the old days.
There's Ramirez, a fly ball to deep left center, but room for Billy Hamilton at the track. Ramos sent one out of here in the fourth and sends one to the track here in the sixth. 2 outs.
Yeah, Reds are playing on house money right now with Holmberg, no doubt. They didn't think they were going to get this many innings out of him. 2 outs in the 6th inning. And the Brewers only have 2 hits. They only had 5 hits yesterday and won the game.
Yuck, Daniel Corsino gave up a couple. His 6 innings of work last night. The unknown.
Did you score the game last night?
I did.
Look at you.
It was right there.
I'm impressed. You went back to your scorebook and looked, and you weren't even here.
I did. I felt that was necessary.
See, that's
all the help I can get. Chris Davis sharply hit on a hop to Todd Frazier. Dug out by Pena in a 1-2-3 inning for the Brewers. Still down 1. On the Reds on a stretch of a 2-run fourth with a 2-1 lead. Here's our SouthwestAirlines.com non-stoppable play, or Southwest.com non-stoppable play. Go back to the 6th inning. Reds trying to get a little something going, but Giovanni Gallardo and company closing the door, getting Brandon Phillips to ground into a 6-4-3 double play, and the night ends for Giovanni Gallardo. Is now on the mound for the Crew. Left-hander Zach Duke.
Well, good start for Giovanni. 2 runs in 6 innings of work. A quality start. 2 runs all coming in the 4th inning as Zach Duke takes over here in this 7th inning. 68th appearance for Duke. A 4-1 record and a 239 earned run average. Zach Duke's been very good for the Brewers this year. And last pitched on Wednesday against the Marlins and worked in a 7th inning.
It's impressive the role that he has had with this club, and everybody has ups and downs, but it's probably worth noting. This is the number of appearances Rock just mentioned. That's double. Now he's a starter. 34 appearances, all starts back in 06.
Yeah, Zach Duke's been pitching a lot. Will Smith has been worked quite a bit. And Duke has been very consistent this year.
We will face Jay Bruce. Lefty versus lefty, and a strike to the Reds right field. Sacrifice fly to left in the last appearance for Bruce. It's part of that 2-run fourth. They say he went around. 0-2. See Bruce with the 16 home runs this year. 30 last year, 34 the year before, and 32 in 2011. Off year for him, but still a very dangerous hitter.
Yeah, you make one mistake on him and he could take you out of the ballpark. He's only got 16 this year, but you mentioned it's a guy that's very capable of taking one out of here. He's always done well against Milwaukee.
1-2 the count. Bruce will be followed by Ryan Ludwig and then Zach Cozart. Got him swinging. Out number 1 here in the 7th.
Hey, it's Robin Young bobblehead day. That's tomorrow as the Brewers host the Reds in the final of a 3-game series. And all fans at Miller Park, we got a bobblehead of the Brewers all-time hits leader, courtesy of Robert Hack Diamonds. Call 414-902-4000 or go to Brewers.com. But you better hurry. Expecting a sellout again tomorrow. You got a sellout tonight.
Yep.
Or at least it looks like it.
Great crowds this weekend. Watch pennant race baseball. Ryan Ludwig 0 for 2 tonight. Cubs now lead the Pirates 4-0 in the top of the 7th. Boy, the Cubs are just dangerous. You have all those prospects.
Got nothing to lose. I mean, these young guys just playing, trying to win a job for next year and playing with reckless abandon. And they've got some talent, though. They got a pretty good outfield out there in Chicago right now. That Solar out and right is something else. Guy can hit.
Baez is homered tonight. Something about playing a team like that, which the Brewers will do again to close out the regular season. Just go up there and let her rip. And that's what the Cubs are doing. Cardinals lead the Rockies 4-1, bottom of the 6th. And this is dumped into right field, a base hit for Ryan Ludwig. 1 out, 1 on for Cincinnati here in the 7th.
They just fought that one off and dumped it into right field. Good pitch by Duke, got in on his hands.
Hit number 5 for the Reds tonight. Of course, the first off of Duke, on in relief of Giovanni Gallardo. Zach Cozart has reached twice on an error in the 3rd, infield single in the 5th. Chris Davis doing a little housekeeping out there. Oh, and 1 to Cozart. Heads up in the crowd. Yes. Take a bow. It's another thing that'll never change in this game, the thrill of getting a foul ball.
No matter what the age, right?
Exactly right. 2 strikes and nothing to Cozart. I never did. At times watching a game as a fan, but I was with someone in our group who, back in old Riverfront Stadium, the foul ball. I was like 10 years old. That's it. You remember it no matter how old you were. Off the bat of Johnny Bench.
Wow. That would have been a good one.
That was fun. 1-2. Duke is ready with the 2-2. Check swing number, and Maldonado's going to play it, and the throw is at first for the out. Ludwig moves on to second. That was a either or, and you didn't have a whole lot of time to mull it over.
Yeah, excuse me, swing. You always take the out, particularly when you're at the bottom of the order. Pitcher spot coming up, and the Reds are going to go to the bench. I think that is exactly what the Brewers offense was hoping for. Get Holmberg out of there. He's been tough tonight.
Jason Bourgeois will come in to pinch hit, and that will result in a quick scouting report. Pitching coach Rick Kranitz. A very impressive performance tonight for David Holmberg.
I'll say 1 run, 6 innings.
Gave up just a couple of hits. Walked 2 and struck out 4. The 1 run he gave up was the long ball to Ramirez in the 4th. So now Jason Bourgeois on to pinch hit. He is 4 for 14 with the big club here. 2 outs, a runner at second. Former Brewer. He's with the crew back in '09. He's 32 years old as Bourgeois. Originally a draft pick, the Texas Rangers, 2nd round back in 2000.
Had some time with the Astros.
He did. And that foul tip gets the home plate umpire Dale Scott, and he's going to need a minute or 2.
Yeah. Talk about the catchers, the way they get nicked up. How about the umpires? Ooh. They set up on the in the slot between the catcher and the hitter, and he gets it where you never want to get one.
You know, that's the beauty of television. You don't really have to say much. Ooh.
But it goes away after a while.
1-1 the count. Jason Bourgeois. Zach Duke missing away. Ryan Ludwig, the runner at second. Healthy cut. 2-2.
Yep, good fastball by Duke down in the strike zone. He's got good movement on that fastball and has been very good against right-handed batters. That's why Ron Rennick doesn't mind using him in these spots.
As a Brewer, Bourgeois homered in '09 against Zach Duke. Then of the Pirates. So here is to not repeating any history.
Much different Zach Duke these days.
Yes, indeed. A little chopper wide of the mound. Gomez will not get it. Infield hit for the pinch hitter Bourgeois. The Reds have runners at first and third.
Not much you can do about that. Good pitch. Bourgeois able to get a bat on it, and a little nubber on a slider right off the edge of the plate. And no play for Gomez. He tried to barehand it. That was the only chance he had. And Bourgeois reaches on the infield hit.
So now coming up a pretty big moment in this ball game. 2-1 Cincinnati. 2 men out, runners at first and third as the lineup turns over. Billy Hamilton, who is 0 for 3 tonight. Sharply hit right center field, a base hit, and that's going to go up the gap. Bourgeois rounding third. They're waving him in, and on his way to third is Hamilton, and that is a 2-run triple. It kept him quiet until now. 8th triple of the year for Hamilton.
And first pitch, he rings that one into the gap out there. So the infield hit by Jason Bourgeois keeps the inning alive, and Hamilton not wasting any time, able to find the gap and off the wall. And Bourgeois with good speed, able to score from first base. That's a killer right there.
Ryan Pena takes ball 1. RBIs number 47 and 48 for Billy Hamilton on that 2-run triple. Pena tonight with a single in 3 trips, scored a run in the 4th. Brandon Kinsler warming up now in the Brewers pen. Three and nothing to Pena. Well, the Brewers have to go into comeback mode now. Mostly down a run going into this inning, and now a 3-run deficit. Have to turn it up even more. Strike to Pena, 3-1. Hamilton off the bag at third. Little chopper back to the mound. And that'll do it for the Reds in the 7th, but they do some damage, scoring a couple of runs. It's now 4-1 Cincinnati. Half of the frame, extending the Reds' lead now to 4-1. Watching the Brewers-Reds series on Fox Sports Wisconsin, presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. There's Miller Lights. What's on tap? Tomorrow's series finale, Mike Leake and Matt Garza. Your pitching matchup. We'll get things started at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon, right here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Series and homestand finale.
Look at the innings that Mike Leake has been able to eat up this year. 196 in the 3rd innings. Pretty good work. An innings eater. 200 innings is a pretty good badge of honor right these days.
Yeah, they talk about his former teammate Bronson Arroyo being a bit of a mentor for him, and that's what Arroyo, up until this year, ironically, with Arizona. His season was cut short by injury, but Leake now kind of taking that role. And now Sam LeCure out of the bullpen for Cincinnati.
Yeah, good numbers for LeCure. Their 56th appearance for the Reds right-hander, a 370 earned run average. 42 punch-outs in 48 2/3 innings for Sam LeCure. Good curveball for LeCure.
Ricky Weeks will lead things off. First pitch swinging a chopper to third. That's barehanded by Frazier, and that's out number one.
Not sure if he needed to barehand this ball, but he does. Able to get it in the bare hand, and good throw to first. And the Brewers are having a difficult time against this Cincinnati pitching staff tonight. Well, they haven't been able to square up many baseballs. Ramirez has done the best job of that. Yep. Home run and a deep fly out.
Yeah, David Holmberg with 6 strong innings. And had a lot of appearances as a Red, but his ERA coming in was 8.25. There's Martin Maldonado. He's popped out and walked tonight. Both teams have stranded 4. So the Brewers with just a couple of hits. One and one to Maldonado. Little chopper toward the mound. And quickly there are 2 outs in the 7th.
Hey, pick up the book that chronicles Hank's journey to Miller Park, sold exclusively at the Brewers team stores. You can meet Hank and the book's author at the Brewers team store at 4:30 on September 18th. And the first 75 people in line will get a free book. Call 414-902-4750 for more details.
2 outs with the bases empty here for Milwaukee. Hector Gomez at the plate. 26-year-old getting the starting call tonight at short. Putting together some nice numbers at Nashville and now getting his shot with the big club. It's an infield hit in 2 trips this evening. It was hit very high but out of play. It's 2 strikes and nothing to Hector Gomez. Reds with 2 runs in the 4th, 2 more in the 7th. A lone Brewer run coming in the bottom of the 4th on the Ramirez homer. And he went around, and that is strike 3. And a 1-2-3 inning for the Brewers. 4-1 Reds as we move to the 8th. Crew with just a couple of hits so far tonight. Now at FoxSportsWisconsin.com. View photos from tonight's game and read Andrew Grumman's analysis. Check out 5 things to watch for in tomorrow's Packers-Jets game, and check out this week's top tweets from Wisconsin area athletes. All on FoxSportsWisconsin.com. Well, Jimmy Nelson now on for the Brewers in relief. See his 12th appearance as he makes that move from the starting rotation to the bullpen. Zach Duke working the 7th inning, and now Jimmy Nelson gets his turn.
Yeah, it hasn't worked out of the bullpen since last year for the Brewers. Started on Sunday against the Cardinals and took a loss. Had 6 quality starts in that starting rotation, making appearance number 12, a 2-7 record for Jimmy. And needs to put up a 0 in the worst way here in this 8th inning.
Yeah, Zach, in the 7th inning, correct myself there, I started to say effective. It, unfortunately for Duke, was not. Pitched the 1 inning and gave up 2 runs. The big blow, a 2-run triple off the bat of Billy Hamilton. It's Frazier, Mesoraco, and Phillips for the Reds here in the top of the 8th. That is sharply hit, and that is a fair ball in left, cut off near the corner, and then it got by Davis, and Frazier is on his way into second. Chris got a glove on it, and then it popped out.
That would have been a double anyway.
Yes, sir.
Quick hands for Todd Frazier on the inside corner. A strikeout in the 1st inning, and then followed by 3 consecutive hits. There's that fastball from Jimmy Nelson in on Frazier. He pulls the hands in and gets the bat head out on it. And hits it hard down the line.
Devin Mesoraco. And he goes after the first pitch. That's a base hit to left. Here comes Frazier rounding third, and the throw is cut off, and it's 5-1 Cincinnati. Well, the Reds in an aggressive mode right now. They have a 4-run lead.
Almost identical pitch to the one he threw to Todd Frazier. Mesoraco hit that one hard as well.
'74th RBI of the year for the Reds catcher. Frazier coming around to score on that single, and now Brandon Phillips to the plate. Phillips tonight has walked. He's also grounded out. Bounced into a 6-4-3 double play his last trip in the 6th. Maldonado with the block. Well, some still good news from Pittsburgh. Cubs lead the Pirates 6-0. So that double play that Phillips grounded into in the 6th, that's the 12th grounded into a double play he's had this season, the most in the team. But a base hit to left here again off of Jimmy Nelson, and the Reds have runners at first and second.
Yeah, fastball at 93 miles an hour. I mean, cruising speed as a starter, a little bit more than that. The first time he's worked out of the bullpen all season long as a starter down in the minor leagues. A little bit different situation for him tonight, and the Reds have been hitting him hard.
They're working him to left field. A double to left off the bat of Frazier. 2 singles to left from Mesoraco, and now Brandon Phillips. Here's Jay Bruce. 0 for 2 plus a sacrifice fly. Sac fly coming in the 4th. Gallardo worked the first 6, gave up a couple of runs. Zach Duke gave up 2 in the 7th. Reds with a run and threatening for more here in the top of the 8th. One and one the count to Jay Bruce. Take a look at Rob Wooten. There's Rocco at second. Phillips off the bag at first. One and two the count.
Man, Red's sitting all over the fastball right now. Jimmy not able to throw that slider effectively. Reds don't seem to be concerned too much about it and just teeing off on the fastball. That's what happens when you are basically a 2-pitch pitcher. If one of those pitches is not working for you.
They are pulling everything. There's a fly ball to center. Gomez. First out of the inning. Two on with one out for Ryan Ludwig. 1 for 3. Singleton scored in the 7th. As his average at 250. This Reds team coming off a series at home where it won 3 out of 4 against St. Louis. Brewers winning in walk-off fashion last night.
Their pitching's been pretty good. I mean,
really
some
has.
unlikely successes in the back-to-back days. Corsino and tonight Holmberg, 2 guys that have had a rough time in the major league level, and really down in the minor leagues didn't do much either. And then both of them have pitched very well in back-to-back starts.
And tomorrow the crew will see Mike Leake. We certainly will be far more familiar with. Fastball is in there. Brewers have beaten Leake a couple of times this year in 3 shots against him. 1-2 to Ludwig. Just gets a piece.
That's a better spot for that slider for Nelson. Able to get that one near the strike zone and down and away. Needs that pitch. Get your ground ball right here and get out of this mess.
One out with runners at first and second. Here comes the 1-2. Down goes Ryan Ludwig. 2 outs here in the 8th.
Another good slider by Jimmy. This time off the outside corner. Ludwig waves at it. Actually wasn't really that far off the corner, but Ryan Ludwig way out in front of it, tried to pull it.
That is strikeout number 6 for Brewers pitching tonight. First for Nelson. Now Zach Cozart sends this out of play. Infield single in the 5th tonight for Cozart. So reached on an error in the 3rd. Sends this one into center. Right center. Gomez has it covered, and that's it for the Reds in the 8th. But they pick up another run, and the Brewers have work to do. Down 4 in the 8th.
His bat to get back in this game. They are down 5-1, only 2 hits. And really the one bright spot tonight clearly has to be Giovanni Gallardo. Not real sharp tonight, but much better than he's been, and left only down 2-1 for a Marshfield Clinic shining moment of the game.
Yeah, they needed Joe to come out and be a veteran, come out and pitch a good ball game, and he did do just that. Didn't have his great stuff, but I'll tell you one thing, he did show up like a veteran, went out there and commanded his right, so one right after hitter, and was able to keep the Brewers in the ball game.
All right, we'll get inside the Brewer clubhouse after the ball game, see if they can get a rally going. We got Brewers Live coming up. We'll also update you on the pennant chase, the wild card chase in the National League as well. If the Brewers can rally, they can pick up some ground on Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Craig Augie, thank you very much. And Giovanni Gallardo was actually pretty good. David Holmberg's been a little bit better. Conversation going on right now with Brewers skipper Ron Renicky.
Yeah, Johnny Nairn apparently got thrown out of the ball game, the Brewers hitting instructor. There's Jerry, he's still here. I imagine had some choice words for the home plate umpire, perhaps. Might have had something to do with the called strike 3 on Hector Gomez.
Yeah. Scooter Gennett pinch hitting. 9-1-2 in the order for the Crew. Second inning of work for Sam LeCure as this pitch is popped up in foul territory, and that'll carry out a play. Gennett 4 for 14 as a pinch hitter. And 1 for 2 in this brief stage of his career against LeCure. The 1-1. As Craig just mentioned a moment ago, the Brewers with just 2 hits in this game. A home run and an infield single.
Yeah, 5 hits last night, 2 hits tonight. Yeah, 5 hits and you win a game 3-2.
Gennett with a fly ball to right. Routine for Jay Bruce. Out number 1. That last Brewer hit was Ramirez, the solo blast in the 4th. The last Brewer to reach was Maldonado, who walked in the 4th with 2 outs. Nothing since.
An infield hit and a home run. That's it for the Brew Crew.
11 straight retired, and now Carlos Gomez. Oh for 2. He was hit by a pitch in the first. Two balls, no strikes to Gomez. See here in the 8th if the Brewers can just get some base runners stacked. 3-0 the count to Carlos.
Yeah, get a couple of men on, and you know it's going to be difficult. You know, in the 9th inning, you got to roll this Chapman if the Brewers able to get close. You only have to get it done in the first 8 innings against the Reds. All this Chapman about as automatic as it gets.
Yeah, he's just had a phenomenal year. Gomez is on with a walk. 1 out, 1 on here in the bottom of the 8th. There he is, a guy who will bring it on average in triple digits.
And he's come up with a changeup these days.
Yeah, to make it even worse.
About 92 miles an hour. The changeup.
He's added that to his slider, but it's the heat that gets him the attention. Ryan Braun sharply hit. Could be 2, and it will be 2. 6-4-3, inning over after 8. 5-1 Cincinnati. That swing off the bat of Gomez has been the only run that the Brewers have produced here. 5-1. Homer from Rami, as you see there in the 4th inning. 5-1 Reds leading the Crew as we move to the 9th inning. 4th pitcher used tonight for Ron Renicky as he turns again to the bullpen. Here's Tom Gorzolani.
Well, Gorzolani appearing in game number 22. Started the year on a disabled list, spent a considerable amount of time on the DL, but has pitched pretty well since coming off a .46 earned run average. More strikeouts than innings pitched. It's been a while for Gorzelani, a week. Saturday against the Cardinals, tossed a scoreless inning. And on here in the 9th.
He'll face Chris Heisey, who will be coming on as a pinch hitter, and then it will go back to the top of the order, Billy Hamilton and Brian Pena. And a tough assignment right out of the gate here for Gorzelani as he faces Heisey, who leads the big leagues in homers as a pinch hitter with 4. Driven in 11 in that role as a pinch hitter. 12 for 42. Sam McCure with a couple of shutout innings. David Holmberg went 6. McCure 2. Gave up only a walk. No hits. He struck out 1. Heisey pinch hitting to lead off the Reds' half of the 9th. One and one the count. Jumbo Diaz.
Last night's losing pitcher.
Right. Brewers getting that win on the Lyle Overbay bases loaded single. Good ball game. Lucroy led off that frame with a double. Advanced on a ground out, and then back-to-back intentional walks to Ryan Braun and Gerardo Parra. And Overbay came on to end it. Good drama last night. The Brewers are going to need a whole bunch more tonight. Down goes Heisey for out number 1 here in the 9th.
That's that back foot slider from Gorzelani. It's been a good pitch for him. Gets ahead in the count. Able to get the right-handed batter to swing over the top of it. As long as he keeps it down, doesn't leave it up in the zone.
Look for the big hits in this game, of which the Reds have had 10. Hamilton's 2-run triple in the 7th. Changed this from a 1-run to, at the time, a 3-run game. They look back on it. All for Zach Duke.
First pitch. After an infield hit by Bourgeois, a ringing double or triple into the gap out there, scoring both runners and breaking this one open. They would add 1 in the 8th.
Pirates have put 3 on the board. Cubs lead Pittsburgh 6-3. Pirates still batting, bottom of the 8th. Keep mentioning those other scores, and as fans we all scoreboard watch, but clearly the Brewers, as players, they know they can help themselves. They have a lot of work to do that tonight, but knowing that they'll see Pittsburgh again, they'll see the Cardinals again.
And the Pirates are coming back 6-3 now.
That's right. Yeah, the Cubs had a 6-0 lead in that ball game. The Pirates getting all of their runs so far in the 8th, and still up, still at bat, down 3. This Brewers team just trying to figure out its own problems right now, down 4 runs in the 9th. Carry out of play, and a full count to Billy Hamilton. Stating his case for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. Front runner. Incredible season. What a difference maker he is.
Hamilton stays in there.
And still really a raw talent. I mean, he's got a lot to learn. He doesn't walk much. You can only imagine how many stolen bases he would have if he walked. .259 batting average and an on-base percentage under 300.
Yeah, that's clearly the next step for him.
And it's at .296.
Gorzelani again ready with the 3-2. Got him swinging. 2 men out here in the ninth.
That took something off the breaking pitch. 77 miles an hour that time. More of a curveball than a slider. And gets Billy Hamilton out in front.
Brian Pena now steps in. 1 for 4. He singled and scored in the 4th inning. These teams meeting for the 15th time this year. They have split the first 14. And they will see each other again in what will be the final road series of the regular season for the Brewers. Two teams will close out the series tomorrow. Brewers with an off day, and then starting a series in St. Louis. 3 in St. Louis, 3 in Pittsburgh, 3 in Cincinnati, and then 3 at home with the Cubs here at Miller Park to close out the regular season. Right there you are. Hit in the air to right. Braun is there. And that'll do it for the Reds. They're retired in order. The Brewers have a lot of work to do. Lucroy and company will try to go to work. Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Oh, a lot of work to do for the home team. 5-1 Cincinnati. The Brewers try to make some magic here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Part of the order, Lucroy, Ramirez, and Davis. Chris Heisey, who came on as a pinch hitter in the top half of this inning, stays in the game. He'll play left. On the mound, the big man, Jumbo Diaz.
Yeah, he took a loss in last night's ball game. That walk-off double in the 9th inning. An interesting game last night. Jumbo Diaz in his 31st appearance, a .349 earned run average. And more strikeouts and innings pitched. It was a Lyle Overbay base hit that got him last night. And the Brewers need 4 to tie.
Well, pretty much documented, well documented, the reason why Diaz wears the uniform number he does. Dropped that many pounds.
He's still a big man.
Still a big man. A lot less of them than there used to be, but still plenty of them. Well, the Brewers were able to get to him last night. It was a tie game, a little different set of circumstances. Let's see what they can do here this evening. Lucroy looking for his first hit. Average at an even 300. The Cubs got out of it without Pittsburgh doing any more damage. They are through 8 now at PNC. Cubs lead the Pirates 6-3. Here comes the 1-0.
Pretty good fastball, mid-90s for Jumbo Diaz, right on the outside corner, evens the count. Fastball slider for Diaz. Lucroy hit a slider for a double to start the inning, and Lyle Overbay hit a fastball into the gap in left center.
Two and one. That was Lucroy's first at bat against Diaz last night, and made it count. Fouls it back to the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lucroy followed by Ramirez and then Chris Davis. Just a 2-hit night so far for the Brewers. The fewest hits they have had in a game all season. This is game number 3.
Yeah, and really haven't hit too many balls hard tonight.
No, they have not. And that is strike 3 called.
And that last ball at 96 miles an hour, right on the outside corner at the knees. And had plenty of the plate. Guess it didn't. Here's Fox Tracks right in the corner.
Wendy's at the plate. Ramirez tonight. He has been the offense for Milwaukee. That solo homer in the 4th. It's his 15th long ball of the year. And 65th RBI. One and one. Broxton obviously coming over to the Brewers. The Reds have their setup man when need be, and obviously this is not that night necessarily. Diaz, and then you bring in Chapman. A couple of tough customers for opposing teams to deal with. 1-2 the count now to Ramirez.
And Ramirez barking at Dale Scott. He didn't like that call. Hey, that's the thing. You get a couple of men on, you're going to bring in that big lefty. Makes it even more difficult on you. Shortens the game when you have Chapman out in that bullpen.
In the air to center, routine for Billy Hamilton. And the Brewers are down to their final out. A way too quiet night. The Brewers with just the 2 hits. Before a big crowd at Miller Park, but the Reds have kept it quiet for the most part. Now Chris Davis will step in. Davis 0 for 3. 1-1 the count to the Brewers left fielder. These two teams wrap up the series tomorrow. Matt Garza, Mike Leake, your pitching matchup.
I figure that Garza's pitch count's going to be extended tomorrow in 4 innings his last time out.
Well, he spun a beauty against the Reds early July. Anything close to that tomorrow, if you could do that, you certainly take it and take your chances.
Yeah. Didn't have a whole lot of run support in that game, but didn't need much.
Well, a 1-0 decision on that July day. Garza going the distance. July 5th. The 1-2 pitch coming up to Davis. Diaz bringing it at 99. Missing away. Two balls, 2 strikes. Davis hanging in there.
Bit of a contrast in styles between Jumbo Diaz and Holmberg, huh?
They're pretty much day and night.
Right. 10 miles an hour more on the fastball.
And Holmberg anything but overpowering, but he was very effective tonight for the Reds. And now the hard throwing Jumbo Diaz looking to finish it up. And he does. Strike 3 called. Reds get the win. Even this series on a night where the Brewers manage only 2 hits. Brewers retired in order. 5-1 the final. Cincinnati defeating the Milwaukee Brewers. Rubber match tomorrow afternoon. Let's send it down to Craig and Augie. Brewers Live postgame.
All right, a disappointing night at the plate, and we'll tell you why. Plus, get inside the clubhouse and get you set for the rubber match of this 3-game series. Coming up next, Brewers Live postgame.